Hey guys, MidJK here. Just wanted to talk about an issue that I think a lot of people are probably aware of by now. So everyone knows that Warrior of Light was delayed a lot more than expected based on the Japan timeline and all that stuff. And I think the reason was that they were trying to push people to pull for units like Wilhelm, another great base 5-star tank, and they want people to, spend money on their game and make money and so forth. So why would people pull for Wilhelm if Warrior of Light was already out? Which is, a really probably the biggest reason why they delayed Warrior of Light, his 4-star to 6-star awakening. But now we have global exclusive units like Zargabaath recently, who's a very strong support. And a lot of people are kind of comparing him to Ramza in the future, which is kind of weird because Ramza's enhancements haven't come out yet. But he has this like single target attack, defense, magic, spirit modifier or support for 100% to one ally. He has one for the entire party, which is really strong, 60%, and increases resistance to these status ailments. And he has a lot of good, strong support abilities. And he's a global exclusive, which is a really big clue because they're trying to fill a gap that exists right now. They're trying not to do what they did in Japan, and this is all my opinion, of course, which is basically go from like nothing to one of the most OP units in the game, which is Ramza post enhancements. Like even right now, he's a 98 in Japan. So they're trying to kind of bridge the gap, do a little bit more gradual power creep, I guess, in the units. So Zargabaath is one of those support units that's supposed to fill the hole. But if Ramza was right around the corner, then that would kind of, defeat the purpose of releasing units like these. And of course, the second big clue that we're not going to get Ramza right away in global as much as we expect. Probably going to be like another, at least like, my guess would be 2 months. I know people don't want to hear that, but I'd be surprised if he came out before that. But also this new unit coming out, Lunera, is also going to be a very strong support. I mean, I know they classify her as an archer for some reason, or even a mage, but one of her biggest selling points is her support skills. So let's take a look at what she has. She has this ability, I think I need to translate here, which I finally figured out how to do on this new computer. I feel like an old person. So she has this ability called Elf Song, which is a bard ability. Sound familiar? Basically, it's an AoE regen with HP and MP being regen for your whole party over 3 turns. And this is a singing ability, so I would imagine she can't move when she's doing that. But after enhancements, she gets basically what Ramza has right now, 40% to all stats, like a buff here, while also regenning that stuff. And then the +2 is a plus 90%, which is very, very close to Ramza's enhanced version of Hero's Rhyme. So with a 90% buff to all these stats and the HP and MP regen, this becomes a very, very powerful support ability, very much rivaling Ramza. I believe this unit has a 97 in Japan, so she's like right up there. So if this is the next unit that's coming out, I think they're going to be on the subsequent banner, I think, according to that official YouTube channel video that they released. So if they have a unit coming out like this, why would they release Ramza right after? It doesn't make any sense. This is a base 5-star unit. They want you to pull for her. And there's also the possibility, very real possibility, that they might release her with a free enhancement already. Like whether it's the +1 or +2, if it's going to happen at all, I would imagine it's the +2 because everybody already knows that the +1 with the 40% everything. Actually, let me take that back. For Ramza, the +40% stat boost while singing is useless because you're wasting, 3 turns. He can't move, and he's just buffing what you can kind of get elsewhere. But with Lunera, you also get the regen and all that stuff. So it's possible they might release her like this. But my guess would be that if they do the free buff kind of thing, it's going to release as the +2, which is going to be really, really powerful. And again, we're going to want to pull for her. And, they're going to people are going to spend money. Another example of when this happened before was very recently with Folan. Folan actually got a free enhancement in Global, which was the Speedster upgrade, which is like, you know, basically he starts the fight with evade on, you know, he's like blurry and everything. And I think the wind debuff was also stronger as a counter or whatever. But yeah, so Folan came into Global already buffed a little bit, already enhanced in that way, because they realized in Japan that nobody really was interested when he first came out. And then after enhancements, he became a decent unit, but by then it was probably too late. So they released him in Global already enhanced somewhat, which is what they might do with Lunera. So if that's the case, then again, we're not going to get Ramza right after they release something like that. And for comparison's sake, let's look at Ramza with his future enhancements. So Hero's Rhyme, the stock Hero's Rhyme sucks. I mean, it's just AoE 40% to all while singing 3 turns. And again, he's standing there for 3 turns just to apply this one buff that you can get elsewhere. So after the enhancements, it goes all the way up to 100%. And it does the AoE HP and MP regen, just like Lunera's does. He actually regens less HP and less MP. I think this is 1350 for Lunera and 30 for Lunera here, with higher mods. I'm not sure about the HP, but basically it's the same thing. Like Lunera's 90%, this is 100% with less regen. So again, Lunera and Ramza are going to be almost identical in that way, and that further points to the fact that Ramza is probably not going to get enhanced very soon, because they want you to invest in these new units. They want this global exclusive unit, Zargabaath, to be relevant for a while longer. I mean, you have to consider, even if this Lunera unit were to come out with this 90% song, which is better than Zargabaath's buff, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't make Zargabaath completely useless either, because you know, his is like a one and done. Like, you apply the buff to your whole party and then he can go on and do other stuff like actual useful skills, you know, rejuvenate and things like that. Whereas Lunera is stuck there singing. So with 2 base 5 stars doing these really strong support skills, it just doesn't make sense for them to release enhancements for a unit that a lot of people have already collected by now. I shouldn't say a lot. I know there's gonna be people mad in the comments like, you know, it's a base 5 star, we're not all whales, and you know, I don't have a Ramza and so forth, which is very fair. I shouldn't say that. He is a base 5 star. I keep kind of thinking that he's easier to get for some reason. But the fact is that more people will have Ramza than you know, these units, and they want people to keep pulling for these units and spending money. So, and you know, this is still on the current banner. This is on an very near upcoming banner. So yeah, I would say that Ramza's not coming probably for another couple months. Of course, they could surprise us. And the thing with the Warrior of Light situation, with him being delayed like that, what didn't really make sense was that, you know, we were all expecting Warrior of Light, so we're holding off for him. But the fact that he came late wasn't really going to serve their interest, because we didn't know that he was going to come late. So people were holding off on units like Wilhelm anyway. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. I hope I'm wrong, but I might not be. I think Ramza is going to be delayed because we have these strong supports in Global right now. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how they release Lunera in the near future. If she comes with those enhancements, she's going to be a monster, just like Ramza is in the future. So keep an eye out for that. But anyway, I'm curious to see what your thoughts are. Leave them in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.